So anyway, African American protests against inequality in America. Going to give you my opinion on why it doesn't work, um, and maybe an idea as to what does work. So anyway, as we know that in America, African Americans seem to be on the forefront for social justice and ending inequality and racism and things like that, as we have been since our inception into the United States of America. Now, my thing is this. The whole idea of social justice, yeah, I support for any and everybody. Um, but for the African American, the way that we go about doing it, I believe, is incorrect. And I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios. First being the individuals that we tend to be protesting and the methods that we go about protesting. Well, let's get down into it. Okay, America was created on a harsh land grab, and people died and got screwed up to benefit certain people. All right. So there are certain people that are in power and remain in power based off of the inequality and the wrongdoing. That's the lifeblood. Now, African Americans foolishly want to debate and talk to these people about giving up that position, when in reality, that's the position that keeps them above you. So essentially, it's kind of like the gazelle telling the lion, "Hey, why are you eating me? This is not right." And the lion looks at him and eats his ass because it's going to survive. And that's his method of surviving, is by eating that gazelle. So the whole thing with mass incarceration and the inequality and the justice system that African Americans face, that's, the system isn't broken. That's what it's designed to do, because it allows certain individuals to remain in power. And the sooner you realize this, the better off you will be as a people. What beats this? Well, what beats it is your ability to work as a collective group, which African Americans have forgotten how to do. And, fail to realize that this is what everybody else is doing. They play as collective groups. Within my neighborhood, there is a strong Asian community and a strong Latino community, and of course, there's the white community. Within these communities, they have bought strip malls, where the Asians have a strip mall, the Latinos have a strip mall, and guess what? They hire and deal with their own people. Do I believe they're racist for that? No, I believe they're looking out for their own people. What blacks have failed to realize is that that's just how it works. So you can complain and cry to them and say, hey, they're practicing racism and shit like that, but yet fail to realize, well, that's how they keep their people employed. That's how they survive. And if it means excluding you, then that's what they're going to do. And you know what? It's not unfair. That's just how it works. So, in essence, what I'm saying is the members of the black community, the social justice warriors, spend way too much time trying to talk to people, trying to get them to eliminate what they feed on for the sake of some black people, which in essence is illogical when you think about it. Because even if black folks were able to come to a position in America to whereas they were benefiting somehow, after all the complaining and the plight that we've been through, you're not going to give it up to satisfy somebody else if you're comfortable. So this is why I believe groups like Black Lives Matter and all these conscious community groups are just, a waste of time. If you're not going to be willing to sit down and educate your children on the importance of economics, business ownership, and playing as a team, then you're wasting your time. And you're not going to get anywhere. Like we haven't gotten anywhere. So, it's, just my little bit of take on it. Whether you accept it or not, that's typically what it is. And I guarantee if you go outside your door in your neighborhood, if you live in a black community, you're going to see somebody else setting up shop and having a community within your community, whereas You spend most of your money there. So anyway, you know, you can't, in other words, stop blaming motherfuckers. It's time for us to look at ourselves. Straight up. I know black people hate to hear that shit. Easy to want to say the white man and this and that. Well, they're only doing what they have to do to survive. And if that means staying above your ass by any means necessary, that's what they're going to do. Asking them politely to stop it's just a fucking waste of time and funny. Anyway, it's like that. And peace.